Good day everyone. Today we are honored to present our machine learning project titled A Machine Learning-Based Income Classification System Using Household Attributes. I am Judal and Luna, and presenting with me are my group mates Luis Alexa Maylat, Kobe Rosales, Rosalie Asilo, Christian Miranda, and Aliyah Campomanes. Ms. Campomanes will be discussing our introduction.
Here is the introduction. In many communities, especially in developing areas, income data is often missing, unreliable, or inaccurate. This poses a challenge for profiting, assistance, and decision-making. So this study introduced the development of a system based on machine learning that is intended to classify households into low, medium, or high-income groups using household characteristics and spending behaviors as opposed to reported salary in isolation. Understanding income self-reporting will not always be accurate or complete. This system utilizes behavioral factors including food spending, education expenditure, device possession, and household size to calculate a more objective classification.
General objectives. This study to aim develop a system that uses a machine learning that categorizes household into income bracket based on their characteristic and expenditure pattern by powered by machine learning. Specific objectives. These objectives to clean and prepare the family income and expenditure survey based dataset for machine learning. To train, compare, and the different machine learning algorithms to determine the accurate one. To develop a web application which user can enter their household information easily and receive immediate feedback regarding their income classification. To provide a visual feedback comparison against national average and clean explanation of prediction. To record users' input and prediction for future evaluation and possible improvement.
Hi everyone, this is Kobe Josel Valencia Rosales, and today I would like to discuss to all of you the scope and delimitation for our study called Income Classification System. So, first is this study focuses on predicting income categories based on selected household behaviors and owned assets using features derived from the FIES dataset. It does not take into account regional cost differences, inflation rates, or non-cash assets. So, ibig sabihin po, ang sistema natin nakabase sa mga household spending behaviors gaya ng magkano ang ginagastos sa pagkain, bigas, edukasyon, pabahay, ilan ang appliances o gadgets sa bahay tulad ng TV, PC, cellphone, at ilan ang miyembro ng pamilya. Hindi po siya purely nakabase lang sa kung anong sinabing sweldo ng pamilya kasi alam natin minsan hindi rin consistent ang reported income. Ang ginamit nating features ay galing sa Family Income and Expenditure Survey or FIES na kinokolekta talaga nationwide. Kaya reflective siya ng mga totoong ugali ng mga Pilipino pagdating sa paggastos. At nabanggit nga dito, it does not take into account regional cost differences, inflation rates, or non-cash assets. Halimbawa po, ang 40,000 pesos na food budget sa Metro Manila baka sakto lang. Pero sa Lopez Quezon, malaki na yun. O kaya, magmahal ang bilihin dahil sa inflation, pero yung model natin hindi pa rin nako-consider dahil nakabase siya sa historical dataset. Hindi rin kasama dito yung non-cash assets tulad ng lupa na hindi pa binenta o mga alahas na nasa bahay lang. Kaya kung meron kayong lupa sa probinsya worth millions pero hindi naman ginagastusan, hindi rin makikita ng model. So next is the model performance is limited to the structure and quality of the clean dataset, and it is based on consistent data formats obtained from user inputs. Para lang po malinaw, ang accuracy ng prediction natin depende pa rin sa quality ng dataset na ginamit natin for training. Kung meron mang bias o incomplete data ang FIES, madadala yun sa predictions. Kaya importante na tama at consistent rin ang user inputs. Halimbawa, huwag i-enter yung food budget sa annual kung monthly ang expectation. So next is we have the web application is mainly designed for demonstration and educational purposes only. It is not meant to offer financial guidance or replace official government tools. Additionally, the system clarifies households only into three general income categories: low, medium, and high. So dito na-highlight na hindi ito financial advisor app. Hindi rin ito kapalit ng mga official assessments ng DSWD, PSA, o BIR. Kasi this system is primarily built for academic, research, at demonstration purposes. Para makita kung paano natin magagamit ang machine learning para mag-estimate ng socioeconomic status gamit lang spending patterns. Kaya kung hahanapan nyo ito ng finer breakdown gaya ng anong exact percentile namin, o mababa ba kami sa medium o mataas sa medium, hindi yun covered ng app. It simply classifies into low income, medium income, at high income. Ito yung pinakamadaling i-interpret at visually i-present at swak sa purpose natin na educational tool.
Methodology. This study uses a developmental research design to create a machine learning-based system that classifies household income levels using behavioral and expenditure data. The process includes data acquisition, pre-processing, model training, and system evaluation. The final system was implemented and deployed using Python for the backend and Streamlit for the user interface. So next, we have here a data source. We use the Family Income and Expenditure Survey dataset, a publicly available datasets containing detailed household data on income, expenditure, and ownership. To prepare the data, categorical variables were numerically encoded and irrelevant columns such as the region and occupation were removed to streamline the dataset for analysis. After cleaning and encoding, we trained several models and selected random forest due to its accuracy and interpretability. So the training features, the model was trained using key household data including food and rice expenditure, education cost, household size, number of electronic devices, and the target variable was the income class categorized as low, medium, or high. Sa result naman is the model achieved high overall accuracy and was saved as a .pkl file using joblib for easy deployment in the system. Here are the tools we use in our system. Programming and development. Python was used as the main programming language coded through Visual Studio Code. The system's user interface was built with Streamlit to allow interactive web-based access. Sa key libraries, Pandas and NumPy were used for data handling and pre-processing. Scikit-learn was used to train and test the machine learning models, and Matplotlib and Seaborn were utilized for creating visualization to better understand and present the data. In version control and dataset, Git was employed to track changes and manage code version during deployments. The datasets come from Kaggle, specifically the Family Income and Expenditure Survey, which contains household level data on income, expenditures, and ownership. In short, the tools enabled efficient coding, data processing, model building, visualization, and system deployment in a collaborative and trackable workflow.
Here is the flow of our system. So before training our model, we first had to prepare the dataset properly. We used the Family Income and Expenditure Survey, which contains detailed household information. We remove the irrelevant columns such as region and occupation, encoded categorical values numerically, and clean missing or inconsistent entries. Then finally, we normalize the dataset and reduce it to the most relevant features to ensure better model accuracy and performance. After preprocessing, we conducted exploratory data analysis or EDA to uncover patterns in the dataset. We observed that household spending more on education, housing, and food tended to belong to higher income classes. We also found that the majority of entries fall into the medium income bracket. The correlation heat map and bar charts confirmed these patterns. These insights help us to select the most influential features for the model and confirm that behavioral data can indeed serve as reliable proxies for income classification. This chart illustrates the distribution of household across income classes in our dataset. As we can see, the majority of households fall under the medium income category, which significantly outnumbers both low and high income classes. Interestingly, the number of low and high income households are fairly close to each other, but still much fewer than those in the middle. So these patterns implies a somewhat balanced income spread in the dataset, with a dominant middle class and fewer extremes, either very poor or very wealthy households. Here we observe how household spending on food and housing changes with income level. As income increases, so does spending, especially noticeable in housing and water expenses. While food expenses increase steadily, the rise in housing costs is much steeper from low to high income classes. So this suggests that as families earn more, they not only consume more, but also invest significantly in better housing. It highlights the growing burden or priority of housing expenses for higher income groups. This box plot demonstrates the distribution of education expenditures across income classes. High-income households have much higher average spending on education, with many outliers spending over 700,000. On the other hand, low and medium income groups spend considerably less and show less variation. This reinforces the insight that access to higher quality or more expensive education is closely tied to a family's income level. Wealthier households are more likely to afford premium educational opportunities, while others may have more limited access. Our model achieved 84% accuracy. It performed well across all classes with balanced precision recall and F1 score. Further validation was done by comparing predictions with actual self-reported incomes, confirming the model's practical reliability. The future importance graph shows that food expenditure, device ownership, and education spending were the most predictive features.
So for our web app integration, we built an interactive web app using Streamlit and integrated our trained random forest model to classify household income levels. So here's how it works. For model deployment, we trained a random forest model and saved it as a .pka file. It's loaded into the Streamlit app using JobLib, allowing the model to run smoothly inside the web interface. For user input interface, the app has a clean and simple form where users enter household informations like family size, monthly expenses, and own devices. For real-time prediction, once the user submits the data, the model quickly predicts if the household falls under low, medium, or high income. For visual feedback, to help users understand the result better, we show bar charts and comparing their data to national averages. Prediction lagging. Every entry and prediction is automatically saved in a .csv file. This helps us track usage and improve the model over time.
This is the interface of our web-based application called Family Income Classification app. This application appears to predict the income class, whether it is low, medium, or high income of the household based on their expenditure, assets, and other household characteristics. In the top section is the input interface. This is the form where user enter data related to household expenses and assets. The field name are total food expenditure, total rice expenditure, education expenditure, transportation and medical care expenditure, housing and water expenditure, total number of family members, number of television, number of personal computers, number of cellular phones. User fills in these fields and then click the prediction income class button. Lastly is the prediction result. The prediction result is low based on the entered income, which is 80,000, that placed in the low income class. There are tough features that influence prediction: the total food expenditure, total expenditure, housing and water expenditure. In the bottom part is a bar chart that compares the user's entered values with datasets average to help users visually interpret the prediction.
The project successfully met its goal of creating a simple, user-friendly system for classifying households into income groups without requiring direct income reporting. The machine learning model accurately identified the patterns aligned with income behavior, with added features like visualization, prediction logs, and feedback. The system became more intuitive and trustworthy, built with flexible tools. It also serves as a scalable platform for future use in policymaking, education planning, and financial programs. And to improve the app even more, we recommended the following. The first one is increase the number of characteristics. For example, type of employment, residence location, or healthcare spending to obtain more precise predictive estimates. Number two is mobile optimization. Create a mobile version or native app to enhance end users' accessibility. And number three is user feedback mechanism. A brief rating scale or survey mechanism should be included through which user can give their feedback about the accuracy of the result predicted. And for localization, add inflation rates or provincial cost of living adjustment to support different provinces or regions. And for dataset extension, train the model from time to time with newer or larger datasets to improve freshness and accuracy.
Hi everyone, allow me to demonstrate you our app. So, if gamit nyo ang Windows, ang kailangan natin gawin is i-press natin sa ating keyboard yung Windows key, then yung R. So, makikita natin dito sa bottom left na ito yung run na pop-up. So, dito itatype natin yung CMD. Then, press OK. So, dito, yun, lumabas yung ating terminal. So, pagka-open ng ating terminal, kailangan natin mag-navigate papunta sa project folder kung saan nakalagay ang Python code. So, all we need to do is type cd, which means change directory, then yung pangalan ng yung location. So, after natin malocate yung folder, i-click nyo lang dito sa taas, then Ctrl-C para makopy, then i-copy-paste dito. Yan. Kung makikita nyo, nagpalit ng location. Then, after na ma-change location or directory, ang kailangan natin gawin is i-run na natin yung Streamlit app. So, base sa folder na to, ang i-run natin ay itong Income Predictor app. So, i-type lang natin Streamlit run income underscore predictor underscore app.py. .py is the type of file ni income predictor app. So, hit enter. O, at kung makikita nyo, maglo-load siya at bibigyan kayo ng URL. Usually, itong localhost na pwede i-click o i-copy sa browser. Pero, actually, kahit hindi natin since nire-direct na tayo kaagad dito sa browser. So, here we are. Ito yung ating UI pa sa Family Income Classification app. Makikita natin agad itong napaka-modern interface. Naka-white theme siya, very clean at organized. Sa pinakamataas, makikita natin yung title. At may maliit na subtitle na nagsasabing predict your income class based on household characteristics and spending behavior. Then, tinatanong tayo na i-enter natin yung household information dito sa household expenses and assets. So, dito sa kaliwa, dito yung mga expenditures. Total food, total rice, education, transportation, and medical care. At dito naman sa kanan, we have the housing and water expenditure, then total number of family members, number of televisions, personal computers, at cellular phones. So, all we need to do is mag-input tayo ng example. Halimbawa, 40,000 sa food, then sa rice is 20,000, tapos 10,000 sa education, tapos sa transportation expenditure kahit ano lang, 100, or sa medical care, 5,000. Then, dito naman sa right, pwedeng 4,000. Tapos, total number of family members, halimbawa, 11. Then, number of televisions na meron ka, 1. Tapos, ilan yung personal computers mo? Halimbawa, 1. Tapos, number ng cellphones na meron kayo, like 7. Then, dito sa baba, dito natin enter yung actual household income. Let's say, 80,000. Pagkatapos natin i-fill lahat, i-click natin ang Predict Income Class button sa ilalim. At kung mapapansin nyo, lumabas dito yung prediction result. So, ang lumabas, napaka-baba or low income yung income class na na-predict. Then, based on your entered income is 80,000 pesos. That places you in the low income class. Prediction matches your actual income level, sabi nito. So, kapag hindi tumugma, makikita mo yung warning icon na nagsasabing magkaibang prediction versus entered income. So, next is we have the influential features. So, may list kung ano yung pinaka naka-apekto sa prediction. For example, ito, yung total food expenditure, in-enter mo ay 40,000 pesos. Pero ang average is 85,099 pesos. Tapos sa rice expenditure, ang in-enter mo ay 20,000 pesos, pero ang average is 18,196. And for housing and water, ang in-enter mo ay 4,000, pero ang average is 38,375 pesos. So makikita natin dito kung saan ka mababa o mataas compared sa national averages. So next is meron tayong visual bar chart. Below this, may bar chart comparing user inputs versus dataset average para makita visually kung bakit ganito ang prediction. Then, dito naman sa pinakang dulo, ito naman yung personalized feedback. You may benefit from financial literacy programs or community assistance. Nagbibigay siya ng customized suggestions depende sa income class. And also, every time mag-run tayo ng prediction, sinesave niya ang lahat ng inputs kasamang predicted at actual class sa prediction_logs CSV. So, balik tayo dito sa ating folder, makikita nyo na ito yung ating file. So, dito nga, sinesave dito lahat ng inputs kasamang predicted at actual class para pwede i-analyze at ma-improve pang model. So, let's check. So, ito nga na nandito na yung ating mga na-inputs. And that's all for our income classification system. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a nice day.